What is going on, YouTube? It is 2021. It has been a good long while since you've heard from me, probably longer than it should have been. Have done some exciting things over the last 6 months or so. Fished a whole bunch more tournaments. JJ and I were lucky enough to qualify for the Angler's Choice Championship in Guntersville next month in March. So completed the goal there, which was awesome. Justin and I weighed in our biggest bag of the year at the last event of the year. 15 pounds something up on pool 13. Then we absolutely sucked it up on pool 14 the next day, but hey, we had a good day on Saturday. So good end to last year. Was a long winter, but that brings us to now, and that's why you're seeing this video. So last week I made my way down to Florida. I went down to the Headwaters Lake that everyone's been talking about, but I did a lot more than that. So on the way down there, stopped at Lake Seminole for a couple hours. I put on some new units and some technology to the boat, wanted to play with that. Fished a day when the weather was kind of crappy in the Orlando area on the Butler chain. Shout out to Rusty Brown for a little bit of a tip on that one. And then that took us to Sunday a week ago, and that was the first day we were able to get on Headwaters, which is the new like 10,000 acre fishery, really supposed to be probably the best bass playground in the world. So filmed a couple days at the beginning, weren't doing all that well, and truthfully I got a little lazy and didn't film the rest of the week when the weather was nice and the fish were biting. So I've got some clips, I've got some pictures. I'm going to narrate kind of how each day went. I've got one good fish catch on video, but just want to do a little intro. Wanted to say, thanks for watching. Thank you for staying subscribed. Chuck, JJ, and myself, alongside K&K, have been working on a very exciting project with them, doing a weekly video on, kind of all things angling, and we're calling that strategic angling. So maybe I'll put the link to that channel in the description of this one. But that's a good one to check out if you're bored in the winter and you want to hear about tackle, hear about techniques. We're hopefully going to release a video every Friday on that versus the videos on this channel a little more sporadic and more so just entertainment based and just me sharing different adventures and things I'm doing. So without further ado, I will start kind of rolling some clips and some photos of Headwaters, and I'll maybe check in at the end. Alright guys, first image you're seeing here is a photo I took of my new active target transducer from Lowrance, as well as a Mega 360. I just wanted to dump it in. I dumped it in at Lake Seminole in Georgia just to see if I could see fish and if I had a working unit, which I do, which is great. I also added a second unit at the console for, it makes mapping and side imaging a lot easier. I added a wiring harness, which is kind of the latest craze, is cleanly powering your graphs. So I went with the C-Clear 1. I know there's others out there. You can also make your own pretty much with premium wire. It really did clean up my Lowrance side imaging quite a bit. Very pleased with it now versus my Humminbirds I used to have. Also stopped at Waffle House about 4 times this trip, so I figured I'd throw the Waffle House order in there. Thing of the South. Then the first day of fishing really was on this Butler chain of lakes in Orlando. It was pretty close to where I was staying that night. It was supposed to storm. It was busy down in Headwaters, so we popped in here. Had moderate success. I caught like 4 or 5, and then I caught this, I don't know, 3-pounder-ish on a skinny dipper swim bait, working it shallow. So that was cool. And then we made it down to Headwaters. This is the canal kind of running into the lake. Nice to see the boat running good. And this is the first good fish catch of the week, probably the only good catch I have on video. I'll let the video kind of speak for itself. There's 2 major cold fronts that had come through, so I was having to find these fish under the mats first day. It was not the best fishing, so I was very excited. I've been punching a 2.5 ounce weight for a couple hours, which I don't catch many fish punching, and that was a fun one. So there's a picture of that fish. It was probably high 3s. Then next day we caught a bunch of males, not that great either, but fish were starting to move around a little more. Then the following day I caught this fish. I think that takes us to about
Wednesday of the trip, maybe Tuesday. Days kind of blended together, but I caught this nice one. It was about 5 pounds on a skinny dipper in a little area I had found that had good mats, and came back a few days later and the fish were very active. Caught a number there. And then the next day, came back to that area. They weren't under the mats, they weren't near the mats, but we found them in a little bit more depth near the reed stems. So I caught this one, and I thought it was an absolute giant. And it was a good fish. It was built like a giant, but I don't think it was necessarily long enough to be, 7-8 pound bass. But it was built. As you can see, really fat belly on it. Those things were about to pop. So that's the video. This one, it was like 5.64 pounds. I thought it was bigger, but still not complaining about a 5 pound bass in February. So then the next day, that's the picture of that fish. As you can see, there's a little bit of depth behind us, and the fish were kind of just chilling in the middle. Caught it on a swimming worm. Then the next day, just poking around down way south in a canal, being an idiot. I don't know what that face and pose is, but like a 3 pound bass. Then the final day, we got out for like 4 hours in the morning. The wind blew a little bit. We tried a completely new area. It took us a couple hours to figure out where they were at, but once we found them, we started catching fish pretty good, and then I was able to hook into this big girl here, which ended up being my personal best. So I'll let the scale kind of show this fish, but again, this was another one I thought was just massive. It was absolutely built, a little bit longer than the other one, but it weighed in at 6.34 pounds, beating my previous Iowa personal best by a 1/10 of a pound, I guess. So that's what that clip was, 6.34, and then here's a picture of it, which I think share on Facebook already. But we're really happy to have caught that fish on the last day. It was definitely tough leaving perfect weather and really active fish, but had to start the drive home. But when I caught this fish, I really thought I had my first 7 pound bass, but I did not, so I'll have to come back next year or find one at Lost Grove or something. And then there's a side angle of that fish. It was just, so well built and long. I really thought it might be the one, but no, not going to complain about breaking my PB. And then Evan, the buddy who came with me, shortly thereafter, maybe 45 minutes after I caught my PB, he caught his PB on a swimming worm as well. That thing weighed in at 5.01 pounds. Very happy for Evan. And then on the way home, the trip ended on a bit of a sour note, I guess, on the drive home. As many people have heard, Nitro seems to have a little bit of trailer problems, and those certainly didn't escape me. I blew a hub and a bearing on the way back. Luckily, made it to the hotel before we discovered the catastrophe, but I heard the grinding noise as I pulled into the hotel, and I really thought we were screwed. But luckily we found somebody to come fix it.
So there you have it. It was an awesome week down in Florida. Evan and I both broke our personal best bass, which was the goal. Also broke the trailer on the way home, which seems like it happens every time I drive anywhere, even though it's a 2020 boat and trailer. But yeah, looking forward to an exciting year of fishing again. JJ and I have an English choice in March down in Guntersville, like I mentioned at the beginning. Might see some videos from us on pre-fish and hopefully tournament time of us hauling in a couple big bags, especially bags maybe just slightly bigger than Chuck and the Coop Dog. And then after that, April rolls around and tournaments start up here on the river. Not entirely sure which tournaments I'm going to fish yet this year, but definitely some Harvester, definitely maybe a few English Choice, maybe some Dubuque Bass Club even. But looking forward to a very busy April, May. I may even throw my hat in the ring and try to qualify or do the state tournament up on Pool 10 in the first week of May. More of a singles event. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet or if I'm going to find the time, but hoping to. So I'm also hoping to make some videos to share with you guys. I like making videos. I really like fishing and I like sharing it. So hopefully get some more videos coming again this spring before tournaments really roll around heavy. But yeah, just wanted to check in, touch base, whatever you want to call it. Share with you guys my experience of that Headwaters place and hopefully provide you 15 minutes of virtual warmth. It was awesome, the weather down there, and getting back up here to negative temperatures really kind of sucks. But it is what it is, and looking forward to an exciting 2021. And thank you for staying subscribed, and hopefully I got some more videos coming your way soon.